After losing his 4-year-old son Adam to a brain tumour in 2007, Benji Bennett was determined to keep his son's memory alive and encourage other parents to spend every moment possible with their own children.
His book, Before You Sleep, was a huge success, and now Benji is offering one lucky young reader the chance to star in his next title. And he joins us on the couch this morning. Very good morning, Benji.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you again.
Your books are familiar to all of us at this stage.
Hugely familiar, and whenever I read about the books, let alone even flick through the books, it brings a tear to my eye. In fact, brings several tears to my eyes. So it must be very emotional for you as you sit down. I know they're a tribute to your gorgeous son, Adam, but it still must be quite emotional when you sit down to write these.
Yeah, well, funny, I wrote a number of books in the first few months, and this particular book now was written only quite recently. And it's funny because when I was just talking to you earlier, I was kind of telling you what the plot of the book was, and it was like, it always gets me emotional. So they're hugely, a lot of emotion goes into writing the books, and a huge amount of imagination goes into writing the books as well, because somebody asked me before, it's like, did you ever write before? Do you think Adam helps you? And I just say, I close my eyes, Adam puts everything in my head and I write it down. So it's really coming from him, a lot of it. But I'm hugely lucky to be able to do something that is all about Adam, and the kids at home now know who Adam is.
Yes. Sure,
Adam's in their face every day now, do you know what I mean? So very emotional. And it's always right just underneath the surface all of the time, because it's 4 years in August, and as anybody would know, any loved one, it doesn't have to be a child, but any loved one, it's always there. It's always there.
But with a child, it's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. It's that's probably one of the hardest things. But it's funny, myself and Jackie would often talk about what's worse, if one of us died. And we often say, well, at least we have each other to get us through it. Now Adam is gone. And it's horrific in the pain. And yes, you would prefer if one of us went and took his place, because he was only 4 and you want him to grow up, and we've had our go here and we've done what we're doing. So to lose Adam is horrific, but at least we have each other. If I didn't have Jackie, and if Jackie didn't have me, would we get through it? So everything is relative, and you do learn, as I have learned, and I think a lot of other people, no matter what happens to you, you manage to deal with what you've been handed as best you can. And obviously some people manage better than others, and some people just find it really difficult. And I think it's the support structure that goes around people will get them further down the road than other people.
I know that Molly came along after Adam had passed away, but how does she relate to the books, and how does your eldest boy relate to the books, knowing that he was Adam's big brother?
Yeah. It's a strange one. Harry is, because everything has been so much about the books, and Harry's in all of the books as well as a kind of a character, and he vets everything. And I would say, what do you think of this? And sometimes, Dad, I'm glad to play football, or Dad, that's really good and I like it. But I always kind of like to hear his opinion. But he's getting out of the age of the books as well. He's kind of 10, but he's a very mature 10. He's grown up a huge amount. I don't think it's just because of Adam, but he's a very mature kind of guy. Molly, on the other hand, is looking at Adam, and actually when she sees pictures of Adam, she goes, there's me, because she sees 3 people in a photograph. Right. And now there are 3 people there, and she knows who Harry is, and she knows who Robbie is in the photo, and then she looks at Adam and she goes, that's me, which is kind of strange, and she's been doing that a bit recently. And it's great because she's in the books as well. So they're all going off on their adventure, and it adds more characters and more interactions and more fun through the book. So that's really wonderful as well,
So your latest book, you're going to invite one lucky reader to be able to participate in it. Yes. And what do they have to do? What's the plan for this book? Okay,
well, the next book is going to be Adam's World of Wonders. So the idea is, before he goes to sleep, he wants to find the most amazing thing. He can't go to sleep until he finds the most amazing thing in the world. So Fluff, his magic cloud, comes along and brings a bunch of them off on his back, and they visit some of the loosely titled 7 wonders of the world. So they go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, they go to the Taj Mahal, so the idea is, what we want to do is to for somebody, some little child out there, to tell me what their most wonderful or favourite place in the world is. It can be anything. I've had people saying it's mum and dad's bed, it's granny and granddad's garden. I've some lovely, somebody gave me the perch on a windowsill because he loves looking at the bin trucks coming in, and that's their favourite place. So some really interesting things have come in. But the idea is Adam is going to go on his cloud and visit that child in their favourite place in the book. So we're going to illustrate the child into the book. We're going to illustrate up their favourite place or their wonderful place, and that's going to be a place that Adam goes to visit. So it'll be a nice thing.
How do they apply? Do they have to send it off to on the internet? Is it? Or?
Yeah, I have on the website adamscloud.com. There's a section there. You just see it, enter the competition, and literally you just click on a couple of details. I never ask anyone for too much details because we're all a bit scared of that. So enter your favourite place in the world and why. And then there will be, its entries close on the 31st of this month. You can also buy the books there, and they're all signed. And then we will make the announcement. The kids, I will get photographs of them, give them to Roxanne, the illustrator. She's going to illustrate it all up, and then they'll be invited onto TV3 with me when I'm launching the book. So they get to get on telly as well. Which is
and the book is launched in?
It'll be the end of May. There isn't an exact time because, with printers and stuff.
Of course.
So the plan is around the end of May, before June, so everyone's getting a bit of a chance before they get their summer holidays to go off.
Well, we can't wait to see again when you've found the winner and when the book is being published. And we thank you very much for coming in.
It's actually getting lots of interesting submissions.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Many thanks for coming on this morning, Benji.
Thanks.
Okay.